Eating Rain by Jack X McCallum. Easton sat on the porch beside his grandfather, watching the rain come down. It was night. The rain had been coming down for 6 days now. The weather forecast said there would be clear skies by noon tomorrow. Until then, everyone stayed inside. "At least there's no wind," Easton said. "It's good sitting out here on the porch, getting some air." His grandfather made a face, a grimace, half pain, half disdain. Easton saw the old man reach to one side of the wheelchair and squeeze the button on the morphine pump. "Getting some air without getting your face scrubbed off by a gust of windborne rain, you mean?" the old man said. "When I was young, you could walk in the rain. Back then it was just water." Easton had always stayed out of the rain. He was 23 and he couldn't imagine going for a walk. Not now. "We messed it all up with those chemicals we pumped into the sky, trying to control the weather." The old man took a deep breath and relaxed, the morphine kicking in. The porch lights were on. On the periphery of the yellow glow, Easton could see some pitted white shards. Bones. Small bones. He had no idea what had died out there. There wasn't enough left to tell. "We used to have green grass, not this hard blue stuff," his grandfather said. "Grass you could walk on barefoot without slicing your feet all to hell. It would get crushed and stain your feet and smell like summer. Now whole states get shut down just by rain, and the few things that can survive it are that blue grass and those goddamn purple trees. This whole mess is sick and sad and funny all at the same time." Easton shrugged. He'd never known anything else but avoiding the rain, waiting it out in houses and cars painted with special polymers, rationing the drinking water that dribbled out of the purifiers at home and at work. The old man had a coughing fit. His doctor had given him 2 months. That was 10 weeks ago. "This damn lung cancer isn't going to beat me." "Granddad, wasn't my generation that fucked up the rain. Wasn't yours either. You can live like this. I can't." They'd been having this conversation for the last few days, had covered the same ground through the last 3 or 4 rainfalls. "I want to walk in the rain one more time." "Granddad, no." The rain was coming down steady and hard, hammering the roof of the house and hissing on the rugged blue grass on the front lawn and the scored stones of the gravel drive. Easton's grandfather faced him, and Easton saw the wasted face and neck of the strongest man he had ever known. "It's time." His grandfather gave himself another hit and disconnected the morphine line. He struggled to his feet, his hands trembling. "Walk me to the stoop." Easton stood and helped his grandfather to the edge of the porch. The old man's wooden cane was leaning against the wall. "Good boy," the old man said. He gave Easton a hug and a stubble-roughened kiss on the cheek. "I love you, Granddad." The old man gave the same confident, cocky nod Easton had seen all his life. He would have been surprised to learn he gave others that same nod from time to time. Easton's grandfather stepped down off the porch, into the heavy rain. By the time he had taken a dozen steps, Easton could see holes in the old man's shirt and raw, bloody patches on his back and shoulders. Easton wanted to run out and pull the old man to safety, but he wouldn't have left the porch with a gun to his head. He had grown up with the eating rain. By the time the old man reached the edge of the pool of yellow light from the porch, his shoes were gone, and he was naked except for scraps of his jeans. His rain-whittled cane snapped in the middle, and the old man went down on one knee. He turned and gave Easton a wave, his face raw and red. His fingers were stripped to the bone. He stood, took 2 more steps, and collapsed. Easton sat down again and had a cigarette. By the time he finished smoking it, his grandfather was nothing but a jumble of pitted bones.